I'd like to call this meeting to order. Clerk of the Board, kindly call the roll.
Freeholder Carter.
Present.
Freeholder Estrada.
Present.
Freeholder Hudak. Freeholder Jallo.
Here.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Here.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Here.
Freeholder Wright.
Present.
Vice Chairman Granados.
Here.
And Chairman Bergen.
Here.
Chairman, you have 8 freeholders present.
Thank you. Clerk of the Board, please lead us in the prayer and salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk of the Board, would you please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
The chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of New Jersey State statutes annotated, Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2017, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstances, to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year of 2017 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2017 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to call for a moment of silence to remember the victims of the tragedy in Las Vegas, and to remember those who are injured and hopefully getting better. Thank you. And as our clerk said to me, he said we're getting tired of having to have these moments of silence. It's really a shame. Moving on to something happier, I'm going to call on freeholders Linda Carter and Vernell Wright to present a resolution to Daphne Lee of Rawway, congratulating her on being the first woman from the state of New Jersey to win the Miss Black USA title.
Thank you, Chairman. It's an honor to stand here before everyone today, here with Freeholder Wright, to really showcase, again, one of the marvels that we have right here in Union County. It is truly a privilege to be able to honor someone who has put so much into their community, and we can celebrate them. So I'm going to ask Daphne to come on up. And as the chairman said, Daphne Lee is of Rawway, New Jersey, right here in Union County. Daphne is the first winner of the state of New Jersey to be crowned Miss Black USA. Miss Black USA organization empowers women to own their power and celebrates their unique talents, traits, and beauty. Miss Black USA defines her own standard of beauty and celebrates the whole woman, mind, body, and spirit, all shades of brown, hair texture, and size. Daphne Lee, you began your training in various forms of dance. As you can see, I believe you may have been here and people have also seen you on the stage dancing away. But you began your form of dance at the Rawway Dance Theater under the direction of her mother, J. Skeet Lee. Daphne graduated with honors from the Allie Fordham BFA program in dance and is a recipient of the Denise Jefferson Scholarship Award. She is currently receiving her Master's in Fine Arts in Dance at Hollis University. She received scholarships to Jacob's Pillow, Boston Ballet, and Dance Theater of Harlem, and is a regional gold medal recipient in dance from the NAACP AXO competition and served as a judge. She has a lot of accomplishments and all, and has done so much in the community. Daphne was also featured in the opening video from the Mrs. Carter World Tour for Beyonce and was featured in a short film, Life of an Actress, directed by Paul Cho. And all. By the way, that Miss Carter's World Tour was not my tour. I'm Miss Carter, not Mrs. Carter. I just wanted to make sure there was a distinction. But when I do have my world tour, I hope that you will definitely come. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Daphne is a former member of Alvin Ailey 2, where she toured 60 cities and 7 countries, Zest Collective, the Oakland Ballet Company, and a backup dancer for UK artist Sidney Joe Jackson. Daphne has modeled for well-known firms and photographers. Daphne is focused on helping her community through the arts. And I'm going to tell you something, you can see that for all that she's done right there in the city of Broadway. And her hand has not stopped because she's gone out of the country. She's also come back. So we really appreciate that. She has taught master classes across the country, including Rutgers University and Penn State University. She is the winner of the McDonald's Gospel Fest and an Apollo Kids winner. I'm going to tell you, that is just amazing. I have no talent, so I am in awe right now. So let's give it up for Miss Daphne Lee. Daphne, on behalf of myself, Freeholder Wright, Chairman Bergen, and all of my colleagues here on the board, I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, there's a lot of men up there, but you know, I don't know. You want to come on down? Come on. Yes, Freeholder BJ, come on. And we're going to make this a woman thing up here now. Okay?
Hey.
That's right.
We have
Let
boys
men be
too.
in the back. On behalf of our Freeholder board, we'd like to present you with this resolution and congratulate you. It is truly an honor. She does have her crown. It's a huge crown. I saw it when I saw her on Sunday. But you're here for this week, right? And then she'll be out traveling. Would you like to say a couple of words?
Definitely want to say thank you to all of you for this opportunity. I'm excited to be from Broadway, excited to be from New Jersey, excited to be the first to win the title, and I'm excited to show you what I'm going to do next. And I'm very pleased to be a ballerina in grad school, and thank you to my mother because she trained me. She was my first dance teacher, so thank you so much.
Thank you again. Mom, you want to come on up too, Mom? Come on up, Mom. No, Mom said she's going to stay back there and continue taking pictures. But on behalf of all of us here in Union County, thank you so much.
Tom, is that personal or is that That's a good way out. Let's take a couple of county pictures. There you go. Yeah. Wow.
She remembers the teen art. It's beautiful. Yes, that's awesome. It does. Now this one really is for you, right? Thank you so much. There you go. Thank you again.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Great job.
Why don't we all go downstairs? Not only the girls.
That's why I leave all the men back. It's about women power.
Okay.
Thank you, Freeholders. Thank you, Freeholders. This is our agenda-setting meeting, so we will approve communication at our October 12th regular meeting. Now we move on to proposed resolutions. First, we have the Office of Union County Prosecutor, Prosecutor Eisenhower.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board.
Good evening.
One resolution on. I'll be happy to take any questions you may have.
Board have any questions on this resolution? Thank you.
Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Department of Administrative Services, Director Yuska. Oh, sorry. Got to talk louder, maybe?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. I was debating getting a camera maybe, so we wouldn't have to use the phones anymore. So I'll make that happen. The department has 4 for your consideration tonight. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any, yes, Vice Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. Just in reference to number 1, I think the Meals on Wheels program is a great program benefiting the residents of Union County. Do you know roughly how many people it feeds per day?
Yeah, I will.
We serve over 400 meals per day.
It's amazing. Thank you very much. That was it.
Okay.
Thanks, Chairman.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Freeholder Mirabella.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director, number 3, I see we're appointing 2 individuals, Claudia Diego. Are they new positions? Are they replacing individuals? Why are we appointing them in October?
I believe that it was brought to our attention that we needed HIPAA by Horizon, our TPA, that we should appoint someone and that we needed a security officer, and that we did, so we're following through and doing that.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Thank you.
Freeholder Estrada.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In number 2, would you have any idea how many people we're talking about in essence getting this service? So in other words, this is for the retirees' payments as well as the COBRA payments that are required from employees.
Let me see if I have that information for you. Hold on a second. If I don't, I certainly would get it and email it to you before next meeting. That would be number 2, Midcom.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't have an exact number on the
Just
retirees.
get
I'll
that to me
share
before the meeting next week.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Any other questions, Freeholders? Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry to be tardy.
Okay. Next, we have the Department of Economic Development. Filling in for Deputy County Manager is Brandon Givens.
Good evening, Freeholders. How you doing?
Good questions.
We have 1 resolution on for consideration. Be happy
Thank-
to answer any questions.
Thank you. Yes, Vice Chairman Granados.
Thank you, Chairman. Reference to number 1, a couple questions. How many? What was the previous lease amount? Second question is, how many people are serviced, not only serviced, but become citizens through this
Okay.
program this year alone? And is there any local transportation for residents to get to this facility even easier?
No problem. So the space that they're currently in right now is at the Jersey Gardens Mall, and it's the donated space through the WIB program, but they're going to be expanding to cater to an adult high school. So that's why we have to look for a new space. Currently, so far this year, 389 people have been serviced. Of that, 172 have become citizens as well, and they have a green card program. And also with the DAC, the information as well coming out, they've had an uptick as well. It's 2 transportation lines. It's the 59 bus and also the 113 bus line. And it has ample parking at the location, as well as the bus line where people can walk as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Anyone else? Yes.
Chairman,
Freeholder
just,
Estrada.
if I may, just for clarification, this building is right across the street from the main Elizabeth Post Office. You may recall the Elizabeth Development Company formerly had their headquarters there, and it's very close to train and bus transportation.
Thank you. Freeholder Estrada.
Thank you very much. Now, I know that the contract starts December 1 of this year and going through November 2022, but do you know when we're actually, the accommodations are going to be up to par to accept people coming over, or is the December 1 the date, or there's previous to that a possibility that we may move in earlier?
Okay, well, as of right now, the December 1st date would be the date that we'll be moving in, because there has to be some minor renovations, as well as new carpeting and painting. So as soon as the lease agreement is signed off, the landlord said he would, do it as soon as possible so we can meet the December 1st date.
Okay.
Any other questions?
You're doing a good
Yes.
job, my friend.
Freeholder Jolly.
Yeah, what happened, done the math? What's the monthly rate on that?
The monthly rate per, hold on one second.
265 divided by 5.
Comes out to 4,100.
41,000.
Okay, it would be for December 1st, it'll be 4166, and then going into next year, it would be 42 with 3% increases every year.
So how was this particular facility chosen?
Oh, okay. Well, we met with a realtor to show us locations. The first location that we looked at, it was 96 West Grant Street, and that was not ADA compliant, so people in wheelchairs wouldn't be able to use it. The second location, which was 295 North Broad, had the space, but as far as rent, it would have exceeded the budget because we would have had to pay for all the expenditures, utilities, everything else. And this one fit within the $25 per square foot with everything included as well. And we currently have a program there as well, too. So the current lease would have been something that was modified.
Facility where there's already a program.
Yes.
Well, that makes sense. You said something about a budget. You had a budget already for it? Because I know we went from paying zero to now paying this.
Yes, correct.
Budget, so.
Yes, well, the We Are One New Jersey, actually the headquarters down in Trenton, this is a joint partnership program. So we coordinated with them, and they said that this would be the monthly rate that they would be comfortable with us spending as far as a partnership.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Department of Engineering, Director Graziano.
Good evening, Chairman, Freeholders. I have 14 resolutions on a printed agenda. Before we start, I'd like to pull the first one off, though. We just received an email from the state that they're not ready for us to do a concurring resolution with the city for the preferred alternative for the bridge on South First.
My first question, you ready through that?
I had questions about that, too.
Yeah.
But I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you have.
I do
I'll
have
try to
some.
answer some questions.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Garcia.
Good evening, Freeholder.
In number 3, for whatever reason, this particular resolution has been going around for a while. We have from projects going back to 2013. Is this going to be the completion, and this is the cost that's going to be overall, or this is going to be still maintained open?
This is actually this is for the police academy.
Right.
We also did one at the engineering building back a couple years ago. So both projects were tied into one, and yes, this is the final. So yeah,
we're not going to see that anymore.
No, there had to be some changes done with the main panel and where the actual thing was located. Once they started digging, there was some stuff on the ground they didn't know about, so they had to move the actual generator from where the original location was supposed to be.
Okay, so
That's why this
presently
changed.
we have a backup power for both the academy and the engineering building. Which engineering building?
The one in Scotch Plains. The one in Scotch Plains plus the Public Works building, you have emergency generation too. And if you remember, that was part of the reason so we can use these facilities as EOCs during any kind of storm. We can bring in the public.
I don't know, we have one in Westfield
Also, we have
as
one in
well.
Westfield, correct, yes.
Right, so we had a new generator there as well.
Yes, sir.
So we're set, in other words.
Hopefully, yes.
This is it for generators in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, yes.
Yes.
We won't be
Unless there's a
generating
major
any more
storm that I don't
residents.
see. Unless there's another storm coming that I don't know about.
There is one going to Louisiana.
Any other questions from the board on any resolutions for engineering? Seeing none?
Thank you, Chairman.
Department of Finance, Director Taylor.
Good evening, Chairman and members of the board. The Department of Finance has one resolution for your consideration this evening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Thank you. Department of Human Services, Acting Director Dinsmore.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. The Department of Human Services has one resolution on for the agenda this evening. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Freeholders? Freeholder Jala.
Yes, I'm just trying to understand. This is to a Elizabeth organization for the facility in Rahway?
It's for the leases with the Gateway Family Y that's located in Elizabeth, but the location, they operate a location in Rahway, and they've offered it to us as lease space to operate the Intoxicated Driver Resource Center sessions.
Okay, so the Elizabeth YMCA is...
They manage the contract.
Manage the contract for
Yes.
the, I guess, the YMCA in
They're,
Norway.
in this effect, they're a landlord to us in this lease agreement.
Okay, so they have the facility, they're the owners or the landlords of the facility that's in Norway?
Yes, yes.
Got it, okay.
Vice Chairman Granados.
How many people participate in this program?
Well, it's based on those that are referred by the state to the program. So we are mandated to operate 26 sessions, and we can take, as much as the facility can handle. So sometimes you have anywhere from 50 to 100 individuals if they show, but they're scheduled in advance. So the reason we're requesting the resolution as early as we are is because the state has to advertise the sessions and the dates and the location in advance.
Thanks, Secretary. Thanks, Chairman.
Yes, Freeholder Estrada.
Yes, as you know, there's a fee associated with this training that people have to take.
Yes.
What is the offset in terms of the overall cost of the rent?
Of this lease,
Yes.
it's fully funded by the revenues from the fees.
So this
There's
is
no cost to the
as
county.
I say, it's a budget-neutral expense.
Exactly.
Those are the ones we like to hear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Freeholder. Anyone else? Thank you. Department of Parks and Recreation, Director Zuber.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Freeholders. Department of Parks and Recreation has one item on tonight's agenda, and I'll try to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Force fee has gone up again.
Finally, Office of the County Manager, County Manager Fayella.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Office of the County Manager has one resolution for your consideration. Sometimes the question is asked, these positions relate to the Board of Election, our IT office, and the Department of Public Safety, and were approved by the Fiscal Committee previously.
Thank you, County Manager. Any questions from the board on this? Seeing none, close that section. We move to freeholder-sponsored resolutions. Do we have any additional resolutions or friendly amendments from the board? Freeholder Carter.
Yes, I'll have some laudatory.
Thank you. Freeholder Estrada.
I will have two laudatories.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Yes, I'll also have a laudatory for next time regarding the Unico of Union.
Thank you. Anyone else? Vice Chairman.
Thanks. I'll have a laudatory also.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. And Mr. Clerk, I probably will have a laudatory as well for next meeting. Any other comments from the board? Seeing none, we do have a need to go into executive session this evening, so I'll ask the County Council to please read the statement relative to tonight's executive session.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, the public body may enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing certain enumerated subjects. This board now wishes to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing attorney-client privilege communications and discussion relative to the Union County Insurance Fund Commission and potential negotiations and discussion on terms and conditions relating to same. The minutes of the executive session shall be separated from the minutes of the open public session. The minutes of the executive session, redacted as appropriate and necessary, shall be available in approximately 30 days. The clerk to the board shall retain the original minutes until such time as the confidential limitations have been removed, at which time they shall be made available. Upon the affirmative vote of a majority of the members present, the board may enter into executive session. Upon the board's return, given this is an agenda meeting, there will be no formal action taken on the matter discussed.
Thank you, County Council. Could I please have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Mirabella, seconded by Freeholder Kowalski. Clerk of the board, please call the roll.
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Jallo.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Aye.
Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Granados.
Aye.
Chairman Bergen.
Yes.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. We're now in executive session.
Yes.
Okay. May I please have a motion to return from executive session?
So
Mr.
moved.
Chairman.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Mirabella, seconded by Freeholder Carter. Clerk of the board, please call the roll.
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Jallo.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Aye.
Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Granados.
Aye.
And Chairman Bergen.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. County Council, anything to announce as a result of the executive session?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. As a result of the discussions had, there will be an additional resolution on next week's agenda relative to the Union County Insurance Fund Commission and its powers and duties and the establishment thereof.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I please have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.